My dear friends, I want to talk to you about Holy Week. Many of my friends who are non Catholics have wondered and asked me what keeps me busy at this time. And some of them have asked me what the heck makes Holy Week different from all other weeks. Now, Holy Week is a sacred time in Christianity, and many traditional Christians observe this time with devotion and religious activities, marking the events of Jesus' final days of ministry leading up to his execution. It is important to remember that Christianity is built around historical fact. That is to say, the ministry of Word made flesh in Jesus happened in a certain time in history. The Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 2, verse 1 to 5, arguable, places the historical infancy of Jesus during the reign of Caesar Augustus and under the rule of Quirinius as governor of Syria. Although most people don't really know the details of Jesus' life, they most often subscribe to the major aspects of his final time, such as his death and resurrection. Now, Holy Week begins with Palm Sunday, recalling the events of Jesus' entry into Jerusalem. He was welcomed as a king. With the chant of Hosanna, the waving of palm branches, he rode on a donkey into the city of Jerusalem. Holy Week further remembers Jesus' consequent confrontation with the religious and political leaders of the time, the conspiracy against him, his betrayal, his arrest, his passion, crucifixion, and culminating in the celebration of his resurrection. Within the Holy Week, many dioceses celebrate what is called the Chrism Mass. This derives the name from Christ. And remember that Christ means anointed one. So holy oils for anointing are consecrated at the Chrism Mass. And Chrism Mass has been celebrated since the early days of the Church. A document written around the year 200 AD called the Apostolic Tradition describes a ceremony taking place during Easter Vigil at which two holy oils were blessed and one was consecrated. Chrism Mass is celebrated by the bishop of a particular church or diocese, together with his priests, deacons, and representatives of the lay faithful. First, it is a symbol of unity, and it is a time for priests to strengthen their fraternal bonds and to be reminded of their shared mission. The celebration not only brings into focus the historical context of the priesthood by the renewal of priestly promises, but also presents an opportunity for the priests to recall their ordination and to reflect upon their ongoing priestly vocation. Also, within that celebration, everyone is invited to pray for all priests and their ministry. Furthermore, during Chrism Mass, the oil of the sick, used during the sacrament of the anointing of the sick, the oil of the catechumen, used during the sacrament of baptism, and the oil of chrism, used for baptism, confirmation, and ordination, are consecrated by the bishop of the diocese. After Mass, the oils are distributed to the representatives of each parish. The oils are taken back to the parishes and are used for the sacraments, the ministries of the priests throughout the year. These sacred oils, when used during different sacraments, symbolize and continue to renew our union with Jesus and the outpouring of his grace. Holy Thursday through Holy Saturday is the beginning of what is called the Sacred Triduum. The word Triduum is taken from a Latin root which means 3 days. It is a period of time that specifically traces the final days of Jesus' life, the Last Supper, his passion and death, and his resurrection from the dead. Thus, each day of the Triduum is traditionally marked with a particular liturgy. I will be taking you through each of these days as we take up the different days. So please stay tuned. May God bless you.